Rose, great to have you with us. Let's start with the most pressing question. How are you feeling right now? We know you had the injury in April. Where are you at?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm making a lot of progress. I'm excited to get in with the team and get things going.
You faced that rush to fitness while worrying about a spot in the World Cup. What's that like?
Yeah, I mean, I think whenever you're going through an injury, I think the most important part is just kind of staying present and staying, I think if I look too far ahead, obviously it can get a little stressful. It feels like an uphill climb, which it is, but I think I just kind of took it one day at a time and am still doing that. But yeah, I think it's obviously a frustrating thing to be in, but I think in the end it makes you stronger.
Sure. I can see why it'd be frustrating, but at the end of the day, there is that end of the tunnel light. Vlatko Andonovski calls you. When you get that call from the coach, after all you've been through, what's that feeling like?
Yeah, I mean, I think it doesn't get old. I think playing for this team is like such an honor and privilege, and I think everybody who's been in this environment knows what it takes to be on the team. So it's been a journey and had its ups and downs, but obviously it's like such an honor. And I think when you get the call, it's just like relief. You can take a deep breath and then focus on the next thing.
When the manager makes that decision and you have been injured, there's a level of faith shown in you as a player. What does that make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obviously really nice that Vlatko has confidence in me that I'll be able to step in, even coming off an injury, and play a role for this team, whatever that is. And yeah, I think I'm ready to go into the tournament and fulfill whatever is asked of me, and very grateful that Vlatko has the confidence in me to do that.
I can see why I brought you. Everybody who watches you play talks about a unique talent, especially in the American game. We see a lot of physicality. You have that creativity, that guile. Where does it come from?
I always credit my first soccer trainer. He was little. I've talked about him before. He was this little English guy, and I feel like he just made soccer so much fun for me, and kind of had that creative side to his coaching, and I feel like that really infiltrated how I played and how I learned the game. And yeah, I think he's the biggest reason why I have grown into the player that I have.
Is it fair to say there's some street baller in your game? Because a lot of times that gets coached out, and yet it's something that, at least when I watch you play, I see a flair for the dramatic, a flair for something that most other players don't see.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I don't know if you say that. I get
Do you feel like there's a lot of other players that play the way you do?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of creative players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? You don't think there's anything? Well, how would you describe your game? If somebody would say, Rose Lavelle, describe your game, how would you put it into words?
Yeah, I think I like to be creative and unpredictable. I think that's my favorite part of the game is kind of doing the unexpected. I don't know, is that a good description?
Yeah. You like an assist more than the goal?
I do like an assist, yeah.
It's your second World Cup. The first one went pretty well, especially the final. What are your memories of kind of the tournament clinching goal in that moment?
Oof. I mean, I think, obviously, I feel like I've been asked to walk through the goal so many times. Obviously, it started with Crystal, great tackle, stopped the air counter, and then played it to Sam. Sam plays me. I feel like it was the first time the whole game that I had actually been given space. I think they were doing a really good job of closing us down hard. So I took the space, and then I was waiting for one of the center backs to step to me so I could slip it to Alex, but they didn't. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna shoot it, and I did. Yeah, and I just remember feeling so relieved because it was the insurance goal that we needed. I felt like the way the game was going, I felt like we had control, but it's you never know what's going to happen in the game. So I feel like once we got the second goal, I was like, okay, we just have to buckle down the next 20 minutes and we got this.
I know it wasn't the game winner, but I'm imagining as a kid growing up, that's the moment you dream of, right? World Cup final, I scored kind of the big decisive goal. Did that goal or winning the final, did it change your life in any way?
People always asked me that after the World Cup, and I think I always thought that, like, you know, doing something that you all like, it's like the pinnacle of sports, winning a World Cup. I think I thought that I'd feel some kind of different after it, but I really didn't. I just like felt like my same old self, which I guess is good. So yeah, I don't feel like it like changed me.
What's the difference between getting ready for your second World Cup and your first, especially, you know, knowing that you've got that title already on your resume?
Honestly, I think going into the last World Cup, I was going in it like pretty blind. Like I just had no idea what to expect. So I think like now having two major tournaments under my belt, I have a better idea of what to expect. I think that helps with the nerves more of just like knowing it's gonna be crazy, things are gonna happen, and you just kind of have to stay in like your team's bubble, and it's just you and the team and banding together and taking it one game at a time. I think just having that experience of knowing what to expect is very helpful, and hopefully all of us who have gone through a World Cup can then help the younger players and the new players who haven't gone through that like know what to expect as well.
You mentioned those new players, 14 players who are going to see their first World Cup action. How does that change the dynamic of the team?
I don't know if it does. I mean, I think obviously it's their first World Cup, but they're really freaking good. So I think everyone's going to rise to the occasion. I'm excited for them.
Was there a need for a rejuvenation? I mean, obviously you guys are the defending World Cup champs, but if we look back at the last major international tournament, I think everybody was disappointed what happened in Tokyo. Is that what this new group has brought, kind of a new hope for the future?
I think, to be totally honest, there should always be hope for the future when it comes to this program and this legacy. I think there's always incredible talent, top to bottom, no matter how, like, the oldest player to the youngest player. I think there's always so much talent, and I think this program is so much bigger than just the 23 players that made it for the World Cup. I think there's so many people who have helped set us up to be put in this position, and so I don't think it's like a new era. I think we're continuing to build on the legacy that's always been this team.
Do you think about this World Cup more as defending the last World Cup or kind of redeeming what happened at the Olympics?
Neither. I think I view this World Cup as we're attacking something. I think it's it's a new team, it's a new cycle, and I don't think we look back and feel like we're defending something. I think we feel like we're attacking something new.